give a couple of minutes to Mr. Mogre of the IMC to come formally start us off. कम करने को आइए मोगरे
Well, good morning to all of you. I'm P.N. Mogre. I work here in the Chamber as Secretary. I think on behalf of the Chamber and my of you to this one-day seminar on stress management. You know, in modern life, stress starts right from morning and till evening. Only when we are asleep at that time there is no stress. And those who don't get sleep, again the stress continues throughout the night. And these all, you know, when stress starts because of so many reasons, and we need to bring about some change, attitude change, or how you look at life, and what is the philosophy you follow in your life. So it all depends on that. And we find, you know, it's a game of cricket when we see on screen. There are some players, you know, who are so calm, quiet, and even in crisis, they keep themselves cool, and they are focused on what they have to do and what they have to achieve, and they don't get panicky or they don't do anything, don't do harakiri and get out in that anxiety. I think these are some of the examples which one can see all walks of life, whether it is sports, whether it is politics, whether it is office, game, home, everywhere. And I think the best message we get is from, you know, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna. Gita's message also says, okay, you do your best so your conscience is clear, and so the result is not in your hand, it is in God's hand. I think if one follows that kind of philosophy, then, and secondly, so I'm also taught right from beginning, you know, I mean, when you come to this world, you come unclothed in a naked position, and when you go, you give everything and go. So whatever is here on the earth, well, if you inherit it and you have to become it to somebody else. So, but at the same time, whatever you got, whatever you earn, try to make use of it in such a way that not only you are benefited, but also members of your family and members of the society and the nation is benefited. I think there are various such examples in life. These are the people who have managed their stress very well. I mean, I can see number of such people. I think you know, I know. I think I don't want to stand between you and our excellent speaker, Mr. Kumar. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Kumar. You know, because Kumar worked in IMC from 72 to 79 for those 5 years. I joined in 77, and he was my colleague, and at that time I remember he was very, and well, after 5 years he found there are no more challenges in IMC for him to tackle, and I think he decided to plunge into something else, some other lines, and that is how, and it's very remarkable and astonishing that a person who is in the corporate world has devoted himself to this field, and it's an excellent book, you know, which he has written. It has become very popular. He holds such kind of programs, not only in Mumbai but also in other cities, but also in company in-house programs. So we decided let us give this book to all of you, to all our participants who are going to attend today. And best thing is to hear from him, you know. So with these words, I think I would like to extend a warm welcome to you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you very much. We feel proud of you that you are one of us and you have achieved something in life. Thank you very much. So with these words, may I now request Kumar. Before that, I thought that since all of us are going to spend the whole day here, it would be, let there be self-introduction so that at least we know each other. You know, the names are on the paper, but then each one of you, just your name, your company's name. Thank you. Number two, what do you expect from this program? Perhaps I think this kind of feedback you give, perhaps I think Mr. Kumar will be benefited more so that he can formulate his presentations to meet the expectations of all of us. And with these words, you will excuse me, after 10 minutes I will be leaving. I'll be going back to my desk because I attended his earlier program and I am greatly benefited. And of course, for me, he is always available anytime, any day on the board. So I think, can we start?
Mr. Mogre, if you don't mind, I will say a few words and then we will break
Self-introduction.
maybe a little cup of tea and then we will start the program. Thank you, Mr. Mogre, for your very kind words. Be polite. When he said that IMC had nothing much to offer me and I had left. Well, to tell you the truth, there are three phases in people's life. The first phase, which is known as by different names, has its own colors, contours, fragrance. Then there is the middle phase and then there is the last phase. So my first phase was very turbulent. And so that turbulence would never rather allow you to germinate roots. And that is why probably I marched out of IMC. This is the way I would like to look at it. This is just to put things in proper focus, that I am as exposed to all the vicissitudes of life like anybody else. And my fragile quotient is in no way superior to anybody else's. These are the preambles which I thought I must establish before we develop the subject of today's workshop, which we shall attempt to do in an interactive and collective manner. I am very grateful to Mr. Mogre for having given me this opportunity. It gives me a sense of great satisfaction to have come home back again. I had the pleasure of addressing my chamber colleagues at a workshop, last Saturday, and that's how Mogre went through the whole gamut of dhyan as I conducted. And I'm very happy to hear that he benefited from it. He was right that I have, after the book was released somewhere in 2 years back, I have done workshops, not only in Mumbai, but I have done it in other cities of India as well. He is also right that I am still working. I am a corporate person like most of you. And so I am able to navigate into the realm of dhyan during weekends, or when I find that there is a need, I expend my leave and carry out these activities. To that extent, probably I am a living example of how a working person could not only be meditative, but could be also doing his own meditation and shares his meditation with others. So this sets a certain background very clearly, that one doesn't have to dissociate meditation from life. Because what is the use of meditation if it is a drawing room situation? It is of no benefit, because you can't really get drawing room situations in life. So meditation, if is worthy of all that is talked about it, it becomes useful to the human only if it is integrated with the rough and tumble of life. And that is what has happened to me. The Indian Merchants Chamber is a very hoary organization in Mumbai. It has a very lovely past. It is full of knowledge, it is full of information. It is an organization which has a very deep ethos and culture. It has produced men who are thinkers. It has discovered people from different walks of life and projected them to the masses of this country. Mahatma Gandhi was an honorary member of this chamber, which is a great honor because he never associated his name with any organization. So the founding fathers of this chamber were indeed the yogis, according to me, because they believed in the pursuit of excellence. And anyone who pursues excellence is a yogi. We should demystify all these things and understand them in terms of modern day living. Otherwise, these things, these knowledges of the past would remain consigned to sacred books and libraries or pathshalas and ashrams and hermitages. Then the distance between man and God becomes more distant. The attempt in the Inner Light Cosmic Meditation is one such attempt. I do not know whether you have had the privilege of reading even a few pages of this book. Some of you who might have acquired the book before the workshop's date, that is this morning, would have possibly rummaged through the book. Others, I am sure, would get the opportunity in the coming days to go. I shall talk a little more about the book when we start the formal proceedings. Mr. Mogre has set about the tone of this morning's workshop in his very brief speech, and he said so beautifully that you come alone, you go alone, you come unacquired with worldly things, and you acquire them only to leave and carry on your journey further. Even if this visual can haunt you daily thrice, I think you will make the edifice of your life splendid and beautiful. This can be your guru, this can be your catchword, this can be your Gita, this can be your Bible. Because in that thought, everything of life and its transitory nature is encompassed. And life would then become not only a living activity for you, but it would become an activity for discovery. We don't need to become icons to be acknowledged by newspapers, magazines and the televisions. Because in the struggle for India's freedom movement, we had a very tall leader like Mahatma Gandhi. So many personalities who were equally powerful got dwarfed. That doesn't mean to say that their role was in any way inferior or of less value. Similarly, each life of ours is very valuable, not only to yourself, to your immediate family, to the society in which you dwell, to the country in which you live, but to the world in itself. We need to understand all these things very deeply. Then only life would become meaningful. Otherwise, you would require props of promotion, recognition, awards, rewards, what have you. And getting and not getting would become a very big, tall kind of a goal and target, which is all illusory, meaningless, infructuous. So we need to dive very deep into the mine of our soul and discover the pearls, the diamonds, the gems that are all lying encrusted in us. And then know how to display it in the throne on which the soul sits itself all the time and watches you carry out the time span given to you in this particular life. Thank you, Mr. Mogre. We will miss you. You have better things to do. And in my book, I have said in the very opening line, work is worship. And since I know that you are indeed a person who addresses all his time to work, we will consider that as worship. We will also consider you to be with us in spirit. With these words, I thank you once again for this opportunity, and I hope that we will have many more opportunities in the various boardrooms of your very dynamic chamber. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I am Mogre. I work for INC. I have been with INC for the last 27 years.
I am Vikram Bhatt, working with company named Bertram's Chemical Plants Limited.
Tell me a little more about you. Working for
yeah.
XYZ is
This
all
is
right.
actually a Bertram's Chemical Plants Limited, is a Switzerland-based company, and I am heading their South Asia operation.
What made you come to this workshop?
Actually, I came across while going through the emails. You know, a lot of emails were pending, and yesterday or day before, I just noticed, and then immediately I decided. Okay, the reason is, as Mr. Mugure said, that nobody has to even talk about stress because everybody is experiencing it. And he mentioned one thing: one should mention with what expectation. Normally, I don't attend course with expectation because then sometime when I have done, then I have been disappointed. You know. So I thought I will just go like that as a raw and try to gain whatever I could.
I'm Krishna Kumar Iyengar. I'm the proprietor of Kaveri Power Corporation. I own a fuels testing laboratory. I'm mostly into jet fuel testing kits, quality control kits. That's about my firm. And, why I have come here, of course, the long-standing dissatisfaction that and wanting for this what we call a feel-good factor, want to be a different person, and this is the first opportunity I got to come here for it.
Well said. Madam?
Yeah, I'm connected with an institute called British Institutes, which has been there for nearly 65 years. And out of that, for 40 years I've been there and now I'm planning to actually retire and go and settle with my children in the States. And everyone who's been advising me here as well, of course I used to go every year or every other year. And I found it, you know, it's so nice when you are with your children, grandchildren and all that. And everyone's told me that it would be so difficult to settle and all that. And then as, you know, I got this email sitting on my table, saw this and I thought, well, this is the time I should learn to, of course, stress is there in life. All the time, something or the other is happening. But since everyone has been advising me and telling me, oh, it's going to be very difficult for you to settle down, this, that and the other, I thought, well, this will be one of the ways how to calm down and I will settle here nice. This is the immediate reason.
Objective.
Myself is Mrs. Nehal Furia, I'm a housewife.
What?
See, I'm not much comfortable in English language.
You can speak in Hindi, in Gujarati.
See.
So, તમારો મકસદ શું છે આ કાર્યશાળામાં?
Actually, હું યોગના ફિલ્ડ સાથે જોડાયેલી છું. मैं योग के फील्ड के साथ जुड़ी हुई हूँ, तो मुझे ये मेडिटेशन वैसे मैं करती हूँ, प्रैक्टिस भी करती हूँ, तो अच्छा लगता है, तो
Well, I'm Dr. Sudanand Rao. I'm a consulting homeopath, and I'm also joined with yoga. My purpose is joining to learn meditation, to know about this cosmic meditation.
I'm Ramesh Sangri, working with Indra Training. We are 3 colleagues from this program. I do certain amount of meditation and all, and wanted to learn something more in the different type of meditation to meet the different challenges of human life.
I'm Renuka Shetty, working with children related. See, stress. Wanted to know what is.
I'm Wilfred, again working with Jindal. The thing is, meditation and stress are 2 terms just in the books for me. I've been never exposed to that. I said this would be a platform to start.
I'm L.K. Rao. All my life I have been a journalist, Financial Express and Economic Times. After retirement last 8-9 years, I am advisor to the chamber, mainly handling their press releases and doing things. I'm 69 and I had a bypass 2 years ago. I'm quite satisfied, but still I'm in the thick of the rough and tumble of things, as you said. I just don't know. Quite often it disturbs. I don't get sleep till late at night, sometimes even 3 o'clock. Even frivolous issues, when most of them are frivolous issues, they would be nagging throughout the head. And then you have to pop in a pill and then get into sleep. So meditation I have tried right from my childhood. I have been doing it quite often. Yoga also I have been doing it. But in the rough and tumble, they get the last priority. And a few days you lose sight of them and they get back, get into the dustbin. Afterwards you never remember that. So I thought today is an opportunity, let me come and refresh and concentrate on it, and even my last days, let me...
Okay, I'll tell you one thing before I might forget during the course of the day. I promise you one thing, if you complete this book in a relaxed manner, I confirm you will never take a pill to sleep. This is my promise to you. Okay? I don't want to say anything more. That's a promise. Provided you read it in a relaxed manner, which means I'll explain to you in the course of a day how to read this book. That problem of yours we shall solve.
Back as public relations officer, and I have been associated with media for past 10 years. And as you know that media is upcoming field and all, one of the most sunshine industries. I have undergone a lot of stress during my work life, and I know that as and when I'll be moving ahead in life, I'll be undergoing more stress, and I should be able to take it up, and cope up with it. That's one aspect of looking at it. That's the stress management part. And with respect to meditation, I have been attached to a guru from whom I had taken Diksha. But so incidentally so happened, he trained me into meditation, the basics. But he passed away, at an age where I couldn't complete the entire process. So I wanted to complete the whole process of meditation. My father himself, on his own, has learned the process of meditation, and he meditates very well. And in fact, he can meditate even when he's sitting here. And even he's interacting with people, he can go into a trance and get into meditation. I'm a very self-evolved person. And I feel that he can take life, all roughs and toughs of life, because he is able to meditate. So I want to be gather that inner strength by meditation and cross over the coming hurdles. That's the objective.
My name is Pradeep Chera. I'm from Network Techland Private Limited. This company is under maintenance and servicing of the computers. So here I handle the service department. I have to handle 40 engineers and numbers of clients. And daily I have very too much problem with to understand the client as well as to help the engineers to understand the problems. And daily I have different issue with the clients as well as the engineers. So on Thursday I had a very bad discussion with my boss, and as soon as he finishes the discussion, I felt that I should not speak like that with my boss. It was a very small issue of arranging a material to an engineer. The issue was not so big, but very badly I had spoken to my boss. And afterwards, as soon as he went on his seat, he just mailed me and told me, you have to go to a stress management. There is a workshop on that. You have to attend it. Will you? I had just said for 5 minutes. I said, what should I do? Then I said, it's okay, I should, because daily there are so much issues that in the night also I don't get proper sleep from last 1 month. And daily there, from 8:30 to around 7 o'clock I work at the office. And daily there are so much phone calls. I really mentally get so tired that I don't want to go to the home also. The work is too much and...
Okay, I have got a problem. I will hear you more. Don't think I am cutting you short. I will hear more of you, but I am very glad. I will tell you why I am very glad.
I am Viren Bavisi, one of the partner in Sapphire Microsystems. We are mainly into import and distribution of computer networking products. Basic reason for being here is fine while handling business. Almost every day, for every matter, we get 10. So, day before I got an email from our association about the workshop. I thought, fine, let me join these and get some benefit on management of stress.
Gentleman in the blue shirt.
From Sahara.
What? You are from Sahara. Okay. You have come to cover the event.
Yeah,
He is a media person. You are also from Sahara, madam? But you are welcome to sit if you are interested in the subject, okay, irrespective of any formality. You have come as professionally, but you have my invitation to remain on if you have the time and the desire. Okay? Yes. आप अपने बारे में बताइए.
Yeah, one of those things.
Sit down, sit down.
I have come here basically to learn about cosmic meditation and how it will help me in handling various issues in the day.
Now, all of you, let me complete this session, then you see, all of us are something in life. If that dominates, then the learning process stops. Then it is a waste of time to attend anything. But I'm so thrilled that all of you spoke in a very open manner. And that's my lifestyle also. I think we will gel well. The benefit of that would be mutual. I will gain a lot of insight into different human beings. And of course, you will have the benefit of whatever knowledge God has empowered me with. Many of you have stresses, you have health problems. Take it from me. If you are attentive throughout the workshop, thereafter, when you go through the book, you will have no questions unanswered. This is the promise of this workshop. And this is exactly why it is different from all other workshops. Thereafter, I will give you my website, which is, I need more pens, felt pen, blue and red. I have a website called www.cosmicmeditation.com. In this website, you will be able to constantly keep in touch with me, okay, and you will be able to ask me any question throughout your life without having to pay a single penny. You can ask me questions on meditation, you can ask me questions on your personal problems, you can ask me health related questions, you can ask me any type of question, and I shall be obliged to give you the answers to the best of my ability. Then you will, anyone in the world can access this website and read the Inner Light Cosmic Meditation. Not fully, but they will be able to read chapters, some extracts from each of the chapters of the book. So, after you have read the book, and if you benefit, you will be able to tell your friends. So they can access it, and thereafter if they like it, they can order this book on email from any place in the world. Now, these are all the benefits of this particular workshop. Now, since Mr. Mogre is stressed by his work, we will allow him to get de-stressed in the manner in which he likes. So we will have chai, which will, I hope, de-stress him, and then we will allow him to go.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't know.
अच्छा, मैडम को चाय पिलाइए उधर, तो इस आपको भी चाय पिलाइए.
सबको चाय पिलाइए.
See, I didn't know when I conducted the workshop last Saturday that Mogre will not attend this workshop fully. Otherwise, I would not have conducted that workshop. They would have all come here. The word of English was used, and so that trend continued. And last Saturday,
yeah, the unique, mastery or Tamil is the mother tongue, that English, fantastic, that Hindi. Gujarati, any other language?
I speak a lot of languages.
And he speaks in such a manner which a common man will understand. That is most important.
You see, for everything you require God's grace. Without God's grace, कि जितनी भी विद्याएं हैं उसकी एक सीमा होती है। विद्या के ऊपर जाना पड़ता है। अगर आपको जनमानस से संपर्क करना है तो उसमें जब तक प्रभु की कृपा आपके ऊपर नहीं होगी, आपके साथ कुछ असर नहीं होगा। तो ये जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि किताब पढ़ के पंडित बनोगे आप, मगर उसके आगे कोई बात नहीं बनेगी। तो किसी को अगर हमको कुछ प्रदान करना है तो हम प्रदान नहीं कर सकते, ईश्वर ही प्रदान कर सकते हैं। इट इज ओनली गॉड एंड गॉड अलोन हु कैन ट्रांसमिट। सो द पर्सन हु स्पीक्स ऑन सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक दिस, द फर्स्ट थिंग शुड बी एंडाउड। एंडाउड का मतलब क्या होता है कि उसके ऊपर ईश्वरी कृपा होनी चाहिए। अगर है तो फिर असर होगा। एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई नेवर से, if you read the last paragraph of this book, I have said for practical reasons I have assigned my name to the book, but otherwise for all practical purposes it belongs to the forces. Okay. It's a very mysterious book. I shall reveal that thing when we start the workshop. It's an absolute mysterious book. Nobody will get a copy of this book unless the Lord wills it. Nobody will attend these workshops unless He wills it. And this is my conviction. And that is why I never bother about the number of people attending my workshops. Even if 2 people come, I will conduct the workshop as if 2 lakh people are sitting before me. Because I am not transmitting my knowledge. I am conveying something which the Lord wishes to convey through me. This is my belief. We really do not know who we are. None of us know. And these are the problems which lead us to conventional thinking. If you start getting insights into the working of your soul, you will be surprised that each one of you are not individuals, but you are institutions. So that realization is the difficulty. You may leave, Mr.
Have a good day. I join you around 4:45.
Do come.
All of you have a good day. Thank you.
उनकी प्रतिक्रिया आप ऐसा करें ना, तो अभी 4 बजे आइए। तो ऐसा करते हैं, तो अभी थोड़ा हमको बोलने दीजिए, उसके बाद ब्रेक लेता हूँ, फिर इनकी प्रतिक्रिया ले लीजिए और फिर हम चलते हैं। आपकी एडजस्ट है। Let us use this opportunity that all of us who have come together collectively are able to bring down that force which protects us all the time and gives us enough wisdom to lead a life of excellence for us, for the society in which we live, for the beautiful country to which we belong, and to the lovely world to which we are heading. Cell phones, silent mode please, including mine. All cell phones, silent mode. Otherwise it will become a nuisance. Silent. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this workshop on stress management through cosmic meditation, organized by the Indian Merchants Chamber in collaboration with the Inner Light Foundation, Mumbai. A word about Inner Light Foundation. Inner Light Foundation is a very young foundation, founded by a few lovers of meditation. Incidentally, I happen to be the chairman of that foundation. We intend to spread the gospel of meditation without let or hindrance worldwide. We intend to open up all aspects of meditation worldwide, and thereafter we intend to do one solid social work, because we want the society in which we live to also benefit at all layers of the society. And that one social work which is very close to my heart is that of street children, जो बच्चे अनाथ है, जो सड़कों पे है, जिनका कोई नहीं है. So I need to work for them. So these are the immediate objectives of the Inner Light Foundation. Now, the backgrounder for this workshop, which has been given to you, is the Inner Light Cosmic Meditation. You will be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, that this book was not written by the hand. This book was not written by the hand. It was born over 28 sessions of meditation. So this book was not written by the hand, but was born in 28 sessions of meditation. What happened was, many years back, I had this urge to understand anything which is unknown from my childhood days. I used to wonder why it gets dark. I used to wonder why people die. These kind of questions used to haunt me. And I was probably seeking answers to many such unknown queries right from childhood. And this journey continued. It continued with the way life took me. And somewhere, possibly, I was a searcher, a seeker all throughout my life. Seeker of various aspects of life. And all this coagulated, and whenever the search in you for anything, not necessarily spiritual, please understand, anything in you becomes so intense, then the forces that rule those things will help you. So, Maharashtra is a very blessed land. You must understand that. At the same point in time, in the last century, 3 giants walked this earth. We had Shirdi Sai Baba at Shirdi. We had Gajanan Maharaj at Shegaon. And we had Swami Samarth at Akalkot. They were nothing but Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. They were not human beings. Please understand, I am making this statement with tremendous responsibility, and we shall develop these aspects during the course of this workshop. They appeared human. I'll give you some hints. All samadhis become inoperative after a particular period of time, 50, 60, 70 years, and they are over. Whereas you see these samadhis, they are starting to become active now. There is no publicity, no banner, no poster, no media coverage for Shirdi Baba. But the crowd in Shirdi is increasing by the millisecond. Why does this happen? Will the modern man waste 1 minute of his time and go all the way to that useless village called Shirdi? He would never do it unless he finds that is benefiting him. So just think about it. Who is doing the publicity? Why people are going there? So if you think in those terms, you will get an answer. Anyway, there are 2 pictures in my book. One is of Shirdi Sai, and the second book, the picture is of Gajanan Maharaj of Shegaon. Now this is a very rare picture of Gajanan Maharaj of Shegaon. In the year 1988, Gajanan Maharaj took Samadhi in the year 1918. Gajanan Maharaj took Samadhi in the year 1918. in the year 1988, he appeared before me in flesh, blood, bone and marrow. Not in some dark, dingy corner, some shadow coming and going. No, just like you and me in broad daylight. Now what transpired between me and him is a private matter. But let me tell you, from that very moment, all my queries of meditation were answered. So when the Lord comes, He doesn't give you a lecture. He doesn't say, I will bless you. He will not say, I will do this for you. He just comes and goes away. But in that coming and going of His, everything is achieved. And that is why I know Gajanand Maharaj was not a Baba, was not a human being, but was Sakshat Parmeshwar, God. And God, by any name, is God. He doesn't belong to a religion. He belongs to the whole humanity. Such was Gajanand Maharaj's grace. During his lifetime, he wore nothing. People had to put a dhoti and it would fall off. He never built an ashram for himself. He never wrote Shri before his name or a Ji after his name. He never asked anything. Wherever he sat, for that hours, that minutes, an ashram was established, invisible. The moment he went from there, that ashram disappeared. Such is the power of these souls who walk the earth. We must realize all this. We must understand all this. We must consider ourselves very blessed. So India, that is Bharat, is not an ordinary place. Why I am bringing you into these topics? Because this is intimately connected with meditation. You cannot understand meditation in isolation. You must be fiercely proud that you have been born in this Bharatvarsh, in this land of Vedas, in this land of Rishis, in this land of Tapasvis. And in the bottom, in the belly of this land burns an eternal torch, an eternal lamp, which will never get extinguished, notwithstanding what happens on the surface. And thus, this country of ours is the spiritual capital of the world. We must acknowledge this, we must realize this, and we must be fiercely proud of this fact that we belong to Bharatvarsh, the land of the sacred saints, a land where mighty souls have walked and who still watch you and the world in the spirit, in the actual reality. See, all of us know that this is the perishable commodity, correct? But yet, we do not make an attempt to look at our inner body. We are so obsessed with our face, skin. We die for skin and flesh. But the real you, nobody is interested to see the shakal, सूरत of the real you. आप जो भी है, आप अंदर से है, बाहर से नहीं है. तो उसकी कोशिश किसी को रस नहीं है. ब्यूटी सलून्स में जाते हैं, फेशियल कराते हैं, कितना इसके ऊपर मलाई पोंछते हैं, मगर किसी को फुर्सत नहीं है कि अंदर की जो रूपरेखा है आपकी, जो अंदर की जो इमारत है, उसके ऊपर हम थोड़ा कुछ पेंटिंग करें, उसके ऊपर कोई सफाई करें, उसके ऊपर जो मिट्टी लग गई है, गर्द लग गई है, उसको साफ करें. उसकी किसी को फुर्सत नहीं है. तो जब फुर्सत नहीं है तो क्या होता है? व्हाट हैपेंस इज देन यू गेट ऑब्स्टेकल्स. आपको फिर विघ्न आते हैं, ऑब्स्टेकल्स आते हैं और आप सोचते हैं कि व्हाई एम आई नॉट प्रोग्रेसिंग. फिर किसी को जाके हाथ दिखाओगे, किसी को जाके अपनी कुंडली दिखाओगे, उससे कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. ये सारी विद्याएं हैं. These are all sciences and I am aware of those sciences, mind you. Whatever I am saying, you can ask me question on those subjects. I know astrology, I know palmistry, I know numerology, and yet I am telling you this because above all this is God, the Supreme. So we are talking about a subject which is supreme. There are many knowledges, correct? There are many knowledges on earth. The supreme knowledge is meditation. So we are today, since we are going to talk about the supreme knowledge, obviously these knowledges fade away. They fade away. When you are a scientist studying for nuclear physics, are you going to learn 1 plus 1 equal to 2? No. Are you going to be fascinated by alphabets? No, because that's a long old story. Similarly, all these vidyas which fascinate you, Vastu, Feng Shui, Doing Sui, Ding Dong, Ping Pong, they are all meaningless. They are all lollipops, kindergarten stuff. कोई चीज पहनने से अगर कुछ हो जाता है तो कबीरदास ने क्या कहा था? पत्थर पूजे हरि मिले तो मैं पूजू पहाड़. Remember this. He was a brilliant soul. He was again a very awakened soul. He said, if by worshipping a stone, if you can get God, I would worship a mountain. So please think about these things. You are all educated people. Do not get carried away because some publicity comes. Some stupid person comes from somewhere and says, this is the latest. You belong to Bharatvarsh. आपको कोई चीज इंपोर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है on the spiritual plane. कपड़े लत्ते दागिने इंपोर्ट कर पहन लो, but for God's sake, do not live on imported thoughts, because the fertility of this soil is so immense, so rich, that you don't need anything from outside. This is the spiritual capital of the world. यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट होती है नॉलेज, यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट होता है रिच थॉट्स. तो कहाँ से आप फेंग सुई के पीछे भाग रहे हो? कोई मुझसे कह रहा है आप रेखी करते हो. कितनी बचपने वाली बातें लोग करते हैं, मुझे बड़ा दुख होता है. I feel very sad when brilliant people, PhDs, MA, MLit, DLit, they ask me this question. I just smile. क्या बताऊं? अब आपका बच्चा है, you got your grandchild. If that grandchild comes to you and says, "Grandma, something," what will you do? You're not going to give a lecture. You'll smile. What can you do when people are so stupid? When they don't value the gold of their own house, when they don't value the diamonds that are replete in their house, and they're running after coal, and they're enamored of it. So, the inner light cosmic meditation is a product of a blessing. Is a product of a blessing, and for some strange reason the Lord chose me as an instrument to carve out this book. So, one day, in the year, again in 1988, I had attended the Mahakumbh at Allahabad. And there was a saint in the North India. He was 90 years of age that time when I met him, Baba Bhutnath. He was ramrod straight. At 90, he could lift 2 people with his hands and he could run. That was his physical fitness. He had no specs. All his teeth were intact, and he had all the powers that saints command. He had blessed me in the Mahakumbh at Allahabad, and he had told me I would write a book. So I presumed that I would write a book on shipping, because I am a shipping person. Little did I know that I would be doing all this business. Time passed, my meditation commenced after Gajanan Maharaj gave me darshan. Many things started happening, one thing led to the other, and ultimately, one day, intuitively, I was told to sit. I went into my own dhyan, and when you go into dhyan, what happens? All the indriyas get locked, then only dhyan commences. All the doors, eyes, nose, all the apertures close, and a vacuum is created, then dhyan commences. In that state, the God enabled me to speak. I kept a tape in front of me, and I closed my eyes, went into dhyan and spoke. After 45 minutes, when the tape recorder clicked over, I stopped. I repeated this on 28 different occasions, no planning. When I would sit, I would not know. After 28 sessions were over, I sat again on the 29th session, but nothing would come out of my mouth. So I knew there was some gadbad. So I went into dhyan and asked, and I was told, touch up. You want to know the visual I got? I will tell you the visual. On the 29th occasion when I sat and when words did not pour out of my mouth, I went into meditation and I asked, क्या बात है? तो हमको क्या एक scene दिखाया प्रभु ने? He showed me a lady touching up her lipstick. So in the language of meditation, he was telling me, touch it up. Your book is over, touch up kar lo aap. So this is, I am giving you an insight into the vocabulary of meditation. तो ये बहुत अलग दुनिया है. It's a different world. इसमें अलग साइन पोस्ट है, अलग माइलस्टोन्स है. You have to discover all that. वो सब डिस्कवर होके असेंबल होगा, तभी मेडिटेशन का मतलब आपको समझ में आएगा। तो उसका ग्रामर अलग है, उसकी व्याकरण अलग है। तो आपको पहले तो मेडिटेशन का ग्रामर समझना पड़ेगा। कोई भी भाषा सीखनी है तो क्या करना पड़ता है? पहले यू हैव टू लर्न द ग्रामर, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड द वर्ड्स। सो मेडिटेशन कैन नॉट बी ऑपरेटेड विथ वर्ल्डली ग्रामर, which means what? See, when you do meditation, what is happening to you? You are establishing a contact with God in some form or the other. Do you expect God to go on giving you His energy and you will drink it like Coca-Cola and give it to your son, daughter or chosen one? ये हो सकता है? तो फिर को प्रभु को आपको ये सब शक्ति देने की क्या जरूरत है? दिमाग तो दिया है, He has given you brains. You can always make millions out of the brain. You don't need meditation. So if you get involved with meditation, your objectives have to be noble. They have to be worldwide. They have not to be personal. They have to be for everyone. If you have such noble thoughts, noble objectives, then meditation will start happening in you without any guru. जरूरत नहीं, अपने आप शुरू हो जाएगा। तो दिल जो है आपका, it has to become different. Then only meditation will come in. Anyway, so these are the objectives for meditation. So this book got over, and to the amazement of people who read the manuscript, the words had flowed in a chapter-wise manner, and that is why this book is an original book, because it did not refer anyone. Correct? It doesn't depend on any other book. Most books on meditation are what, if you want to know, it will start with 100 definitions of meditation. Thereafter it will say Gita chapter 6 said this. Thereafter it will say Swami Sukh-Bodhanand said this, Swami Satyanand said this, Swami Dayanand said this, Falana said this, Dhikna said this, and the book will end and the man will put his name. In this book there is no such business. Here it restricts itself to the territory of meditation, to the territory of dhyan, and takes one by one each point and bores deep into the territory of that point. Just like a physics teacher, just like a teacher of some scientific subject takes a topic, a subtopic, and then explains to you clearly. That is how this book will move, and that is why I call this book as a manual of meditation. Now see, what is the book? The book says first what is dhyan. So what is meditation? Then creativity of nature. So it talks to you about nature and its creativity. Then most people have this very standard question. अरे Hinduism is very confusing. कितने भगवान, कितने देवी, कितने देवता, ये सब लोग का एक स्टैंडर्ड एक क्वेश्चन होता है। तो उसको आंसर किया गया है very scientifically. The Hindu pantheon, dhyan and transformation of self, dhyan and your health, what happens in meditation, dhyan in your life, the practice of dhyan, how to meditate, your progress in dhyan, the inner workings of dhyan, dhyan and healing, the healer's personality, benefits of dhyan, and a glossary. Some difficult words have been used, so they have been also explained. So that is why we call this as a manual of meditation. I am giving so much emphasis on the book is because the workshop will get over in the evening. Thereafter what happens? I will teach you how to meditate. I will also initiate you into meditation today. This is my promise to you. You will be able to do dhyan today, have no doubts about it. I will, after the dhyan is over, I will ask each person of your experience, and whatever experience each one has, I will write it down and explain, so that each one of you know that these are the experiences possible. You will be able to correlate. But after that, if you have any doubts, you will have to study this book systematically, and when you do it, you will be able to do the dhyan. And if you do dhyan regularly for 1 year, most of you will be able to then initiate others into meditation. This is my promise to you. Read the book well, again and again, and continue to do meditation. In 1 year's time, you will reach the position whereby you will be able to explain this to others and help them to do meditation. Such is the promise of the Inner Light Cosmic Meditation. What more do you want? Here I am telling you with confidence that you will be able to do dhyan, and you will be able to make others do dhyan in 1 year's time. It's not a very big time frame. And God willing, maybe after a couple of years, you will conduct workshops better than me. This possibility exists. So we have a very interesting possibility before us. All things are available. Everything depends as to how open we are. You see, all religions say, Ishvaraha sarvatra vyapyate. Everybody says this, God is everywhere. बोलते हैं कि नहीं? तो फिर क्या प्रॉब्लम है? बताइए, God is everywhere. मतलब मंदिर में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, मस्जिद में जाने की जरूरत नहीं, गुरुद्वारा में जाने की जरूरत नहीं, सिनेगॉग में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि सब धर्मों ने कहा है